This is Alice, Daniel, and Brandon, and we're here to present our app, Vinda. Um, so Vinda is an app it's a Duke-specific app that Duke students can use to find vending machines, bathrooms, and e-print locations near them. It actually came about because Alice and I, one day, after computer science class, no less, were walking around the LSRC, and it is a little complex and hard to navigate at first, and we were wondering if there were any vending machines near us. And after maybe 10 minutes of searching, we came to the conclusion that no, there were not. And we thought, well, there has to be an app for this. There's the Duke Guides app, so maybe there's a vending machine app that can tell people where vending machines are. And we actually found out that no, there wasn't, so we thought, hey, we can do our semester project on this. So we ended up adding not only vending machines, but bathrooms and e-print locations. And I'm going to give you a little overview of how the app works. So the opening page here is just a picture of Duke's Chapel and a description of the app. And all the user has to do is click, and they're directed to the main page here, which is a map of Duke's campus. And the user will select from a drop-down option here, and they'll be given these three options: vending machines, bathrooms, and e-print printers. And let's say that they select bathrooms. They're shown here 4 options for a bathroom: 1, 2, 3, and 4. And originally we had pins that the user was going to click on the map, but user feedback told us that it was just easier to have another drop-down menu. So, and this doesn't necessarily concern, this screenshot here doesn't necessarily relate to this example, but the user will click to choose a location, be redirected to this option, click one of the 2 options, and then be taken to a location page. In this example, they chose the Allen building and they wanted to go to the bathroom. So they are shown, they're shown directions here: location, first floor, near entrance. So they just go do whatever they need to do, or maybe they want to find another location. They can click back to map, and they're taken back to this menu here. And if they want to find a different facility, they can click back to menu, and then they are taken to this map here and can start the process all over again. So now, just to go over some coding. The coding was a little difficult, but pretty simple once we figured out what we needed to do. So for the first screen here, all it is a button. The image is a button. You click it and it redirects you to screen 2. Screen 2 is simply a list picker. So we have global screens. This is a variable, a global variable, a list of 3, and we're initializing the list picker elements to get the global screens. So vending machines, bathrooms, and e-print printers. And they select what they want, and they're directed to another screen. So it's just set to open another screen. If they select vending, it's going to take them to the vending screen. So let's say they do. This is the coding for vending, and it is pretty complicated, but this coding is actually the same as this and this. They just have different names. So one for bathrooms, one for e-print, and one for the vending machines. So once again, there's another list picker because there is another drop-down menu. So you have West Union Divinity School, Perkins Library, and Allen Building. So it's initialized to display the list picker elements as these variables. So one problem with App Inventor is that it only allows you to have 10 pages per app. And because this app just has so many pages, because it has so many maps and locations, it actually ended up totaling around 16 or even 17 pages. So we had to figure out how to fit multiple pages onto one. And App Inventor has a solution for this, and it is called the vertical arrangement option. So basically, the vertical arrangement option allows you to put multiple pages on one screen. And it does this by initializing only one screen as visible. You see here, when the vending screen initializes, the vending map is the only page that is visible. Everything else is set to false when this initializes. So it looks like to the user they're on one specific page. And when they make an option, or when they select an option from the list picker, let's say they pick West Union, that vending map is going to be set to false. So it is no longer visible, whereas West Union vending specific directional page is now set to true. So it looks as though they've changed pages, whereas in reality, they're still on the same page, just a different element is visible. And when they want to go back to the map, all they have to do is click the cancel button, and the cancel button works by making the map page visible once again, and setting the directional page to false. Some similar applications to Vinda. So for example, Box Locator, Android, which is a global app that allows you to locate vending machines around the world. So our revision, we pretty much got all of the features we wanted to. We just made a few changes, such as altering it so that you no longer click the pins on the map as we originally planned. You select from a drop-down menu. We also got rid of the plan feature in which the user's location would have been displayed on the app. This was because it was a little difficult to overlay the map of Duke's campus with an actual Google Earth map. And we also figured that since none of us were at Duke anyway, it would be a little improbable to test that. The app only had one bug, in fact, and because of user testing, which you can see here, I guess the user liked it. Thank you, Reagan. We originally had the page set to timer option, and this ended up refreshing the entire app, so we just got rid of that, and that was the bug. So yeah, our business plan. Our business plan is pretty much unchanged. We're tailoring this to a very specific niche: college students, college visitors, and anyone that is on a college campus and that needs to print something, go to the bathroom, or find a vending machine because they're hungry. Yeah, we decided only to include a few locations in the app. Obviously, this is easy to scale up, and all we would have to do to move it to another campus like UNC is get a map of UNC's campus and pretty much configure it exactly the same as we did here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the course, and I hope you're staying safe during this. We're now going to go to a screen recording of one of us using the app. Hey, so this is our app Vinda by Alice, Daniel, and Brandon. So the first thing we do is just open the screen here. You're shown the title, locate vending machines, ePrint locations, and bathrooms. You go ahead and click. Originally we had this on a timer, but for some reason it was making the app crash, so we just assumed that the users would know to click the app. So the first thing we're shown is a map of Duke University. In terms of coding, this would be screen 2, with the opening screen being the first screen. So what we do is we go ahead and click select desired facilities, and that was a list picker, so we're given a list of vending machines, bathrooms, or ePrint printers. We're going to go ahead and just select vending machines. So we're given an app. As you can see, there's some numbers and dots on the screen. For some reason on this screen they're a little hard to see, but Daniel assured me that on his screen they were clear, and on App Inventor itself as well, they were very clear. So I'm not sure what went wrong on this phone, but we tried to fix it, but we couldn't really figure anything out besides making them bigger, which would just take away from the sort of aesthetic of the map. So we have an option here that we can go back to menu, but we're actually just going to go ahead and click to choose locations. That's another list picker, so we're given 4 options. We're going to click Perkins, and you see Perkins Library Vending at the top. Again, Daniel assured me that on his phone you could read the whole thing, and on App Inventor as well it was shown that you could read the whole thing, but for some reason on my phone you can't. You're shown the location there at the bottom and a photo of the building. So back to map. We're just going to go ahead and run through everything else. So one of the cool things about our app is that App Inventor actually has a limit on how many pages you can have. And as you can see, if we used a page for every single one of the locations, it would go way over 10, which App Inventor doesn't allow. So what we did was we actually used something called a vertical arrangement, and that allowed us to put multiple pages on a single page. And the thing is, they're actually hidden, so the user can't see them. But when you select from the list picker, it hides the map and unhides and makes visible the location you're selecting from. So actually, these are really all on one page, but because it's hidden, you can't see it. But when you choose the location, you suddenly can see it, and the map is hidden. And then when you click back to map, it's unhidden, and the location page is hidden once again.